With an increasing population, there is a crucial housing shortage in Australia. And with the removal of schemes such as affordable housing, this brings about many issues for the 20% living with a disability or illness, particularly those with high needs. In order to live a life comfortably with a disability, one needs access to services, equipment, and so forth to enable independence, both within the home and the community. This is why funding schemes like NDIS are vital to maintaining health, well-being, and independence for people with disabilities. There are many triggers for those in at-risk groups. First and foremost, we have an ageing population. Parents and primary caregivers are getting to the point where they are no longer able to adequately address the needs of the person with disability. Long-term and/or late onset disability requiring high care, or complications of disability or illness, no matter the severity, may be the catalyst for those in at-risk groups and those already in residential aged care facilities. 7,000 plus young people with a disability exist within aged care in Australia, with more potentially at risk. Crossover between health and disability is a tiresome issue. NDIS has alleviated this to an extent, yet overlap exists, mixed with a lack of communication between the sectors, leaving those with a disability and their families left to pick up the pieces. An inadequacy exists in lack of healthcare facilities that cater for younger generations, with a focus on restorative health. I have seen personally a disturbing trend of young people through the initiation of transitional care programs having short to medium term stays in residential aged care for recovery. To have such a lack of choice for young people with disabilities in the year 2015 is an utter disgrace and makes me sick to the stomach, and infuriated that young people are merely existing amongst the elderly, essentially shut away from society. Seeing young people spending their day alone, bored, unstimulated, and depressed. Why? As the years roll on, this seems to be a worsening issue and is immensely disheartening. Young people should not be consistently exposed to death and dying. I, and many others trapped within the system, have bear witness to this. It is an utterly soul-destroying and disempowering experience. When the goal is recovery, young people should be given a sense of hope. Safe to say, merely existing within this type of environment, most hope is gone. To have this stolen from such an early stage of life is not an acceptable situation, a complete injustice. Whilst creating awareness is great, so is affirmative action. Realities must be faced and the issue tackled before this worsens any further. With creativity, continuing the discussion about viable housing options along with innovative opportunities for funding generation to support any projects. Belief that the issue can be resolved instead of the constant rhetoric around factors such as lack of funding, lack of housing. Starting positive and active action to combat the issue. The implementation of much needed safeguards too, being an imperative factor to ensuring people with a disability have their needs met, with best interest within the housing and service provision context. We should and can do so much better.